So this was a custom figure I built from a HeroClix and a couple of HeroClix. So I think it's an avalanche and a couple of other characters and then guns glued on. For a guy's role-playing original character called US Steel, who was a 1920s pulp version of Iron Man, painted a little more patriotically. Interesting thing is, this paint job of an Iron Man type character was 5 years before any similar Marvel Comics character appeared, and it was actually published in a role-playing game book called Golden, which I published, a long time ago. I think it went out of print about 20 years ago or 18 years ago. But yes, this is the character US Steel. And I've always thought it's an extremely effective, striking looking character, especially for a patriotic superhero. It's an obvious one, isn't it? And it was inevitable that sooner or later Marvel Comics would catch up. But the fact that we came up with it before they did, it just shows how out of step Marvel's been and how long for. Making these custom figures was a lot of fun. And now I'm doing it with action figures and dolls, of course, for the Saturdayness video. But it's really quite simple. This is more of a paint job. There's a bit of cut and glue and stuff, but it was more of a paint job than anything. And as with all sort of flag or similarly striking heraldry painting, the belt's half the blue and stars and half the red and white stripes. When you've got a striking enough paint job, it really does, and it's like stars on the blue part of the helmet, but not fantastic. It really does sort of conceal a lot of details of the figure. The figure ends up being very, very different from what one might think. But it's a lovely little figure. If I get a chance, I'll animate it in something. And this is a World War II. The base is part of a World War II wall. You know, those sort of 1/72nd and 1/32nd miniature, you know, it's like all the different fighting and also non-combatant diorama bits and pieces. And this wall that this is part of is just so useful for bases, unusual bases and creative bases. But there he is. US Steel. And this same Golden Die 20 SRD campaign, pulp fiction, pulp heroes, The Shadow and John Carter, Warlord of Mars and so on. Also included Howard Hughes as the Rocketeer and lots and lots of things. But it was historically accurate because that's how I roll. So movie studios were still in New York. Gloria Swanson was a sort of sexy femme fatale in the campaign. Clark Kent was a reporter, very young reporter, and it was an amazing campaign. People loved it, and I loved running it actually, and I loved writing that game book too. It's influenced my more recent work, of course. How could it not after 20 years of writing? But anyway, there you go, US Steel custom figure.